What's up, Ninja Online, guys? And welcome back to Shadowrun Dragonfall, as I almost forgot what we're playing. This is chapter 27. When we last left off, I just jacked out of the matrix here. Apparently this is where I have to go for the project data, but maybe I can get it from the other side. I'm not entirely sure. Anyways, though, I'm supposed to do all this stuff and leave, and I have 9 turns before the high threat response team gets here, so I'm going to try to do it all before the 9 turn hits, obviously. We'll see how that goes. That's a amazing glitch there. The terminal's display blossoms to life at your approach. Reams of technical information and arcane fills the screen. Unfortunately, none of it is written in a language that you can understand. Now, I totally didn't. I think I mentioned it briefly, but didn't flat out say it. I'm kind of getting sick, so. But hopefully we can power through that. It hasn't really gotten any worse. It's been the same as it has the past couple days. So, anyways, though, we can't do the academic etiquette, so we're gonna do the intelligence 6 check, which is attempt to decipher the language. Sweeping your eyes over the written material, you recognize a number of words with Latin and Spanish roots, but the language is something altogether different. Many of the words are long and exotic, and there appears to be a form of pictographic language interspersed throughout the text. Your best guess is that it is an ancient form of Nahatu. What the Aussies are using, why the Aussies are using it here is beyond you. Judging by the amount of arcane symbology on display, it's a fair bet that these filters are related to the Bloodline project. If you could find someone capable of translating them, the information contained within would almost certainly shed some light on what the Aussies have been up to and what Muller was so afraid of. On the other hand, if the Bloodline project is really as dangerous as Muller has made it out to be, it might be better to just bury it here. If this information were to fall into the wrong hands, it would invalidate the entire purpose of this run. Copy the data. There. So we got the data for the Shockwell Raider. All I have to do is overload the facility's generator, escape through the security door, and keep the team alive because there is no respawns here. So let's go ahead and get ready to leave. I'm not too interested in the prisoners here. Unfortunately, they're going to be on their own. I don't know if there's a way to sever this connection. I don't think there is, unfortunately. Let's just get him this way anyways, though. Still have 8 turns, so I'm not too worried about everything. I just obviously prefer not to I have to jack into that too. Okay, great. Eventually this is gonna escape. It's gonna suck. So let's get ready for that, I guess. So it just broke free. However, god damn it, just put itself in a really shitty position. So the control panel blinks with a featureless command prompt. Overload, okay. Overload the I couldn't remember what I'm supposed to do here. Illegal operation, error code, blah blah blah. Please contact an emissary for further information. Well, let's disable the generators. Oh yeah, I need that password. I have the password here, don't I? XOLOTL. There we go. Warning: disengaging security overrides while generators are in operation is not recommended. Do you want to proceed? Yes. Now let's overload them. The terminal processes your command. An instant later, a high-pitched screeching noise erupts from the generators. Tremors rock the facility, shaking the ground under your feet. Over the building's speakers, a synthesized female voice repeatedly states the obvious. Generator overload imminent. Please evacuate the facility. That's done it. Come on, boss. Let's get the hell out of here. Alright. I took a throat lozenge just before I started recording. It probably wasn't the smartest idea in the world, but nice. I was hoping that would hit. No Dietrich. I'll give Iger haste because I feel like I could just destroy this thing with Iger. Survey says, yes I can. I have 7 turns to get out of here and 6 turns before the response team hits. Now apparently I have to jack into this too, so hopefully I can do that within 6 turns. I'm sure I can, obviously, right? I just want to move my team as close to this door as possible here. It's probably the place I would want to use, would have wanted to use haste. Alright. I don't think that works, but we'll see. Don't know if I'm gonna make it out of here in time, but we'll find out. If it's just these two guys, I might be able to do this. Blaster level 2. Of course. Wasn't like I was gonna kill him this turn anyways, but still. It's a pain in my ass. Excuse me. Come on, man. The game's just gonna fuck me over. Security access door, please. Let's get the fuck out of here. As quick as possible. Of course, I have to wait one full turn now, but it's alright. That should be the door open, and that should be us leaving. Look at that. We did it with all without the high threat response team showing up. It's always nice. Damn. Gradually, the ringing in your ears clears and the world comes into focus. The generator overload did its job, just as Formuller said it would. The Az Technology facility has been reduced to a smoldering crater strewn with a chaotic jumble of cracked marble, melting plastic, and broken support beams. You can barely make out the faint wail of approaching sirens. They're still far away, but they won't be for long. It's funny. I've heard lots of rumors about the Azzies over the years. Stories about making monsters and consorting with evil spirits, that sort of thing. I'd always assumed that they were urban legends at best, or xenophobia at worst. Definitely not true at any rate. Looks like I was wrong. The Aussies are boogeymen, just like the stories say. It's enough to make a man rethink some things. Well, it's finished now, and thank God for that. The approaching sirens grow louder. They're now accompanied by another sound, the whine of approaching rotorcraft. What they were doing in there was wrong. More than that, it was terrible. They had to be stopped, and we stopped them. It's as simple as that. We can talk about this later. We don't have to be here when those response vehicles arrive. She puts a hand on your shoulder. Come on, Cyber Ninja, let's get back home. I agree with that. Memories of the explosion that toppled the AS Technology facility keep your company on your rights. keep you company on your right ride back to the cruise bazaar. Jesus, you barely managed to outrun the blast. Now the facility lies buried under thousands of kilograms of twisted rebar and reinforced concrete. No doubt a considerable blow to AS Technology's activities here in Berlin. Mission successful. It's time to get paid. Depending on how much this pays us, this should be the last job we'll have to do before we have the necessary funds for Alice. So we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. And it turned out to be worthwhile taking Quickness 6 because it gave us that option to fire on the Blood Mage before the Blood Mage did anything, so that was cool. I'm sure if there was a peaceful approach at that part, I would have needed some form of magic, so 12 karma, oh my god. Whew. $13 karma. I'm gonna put it into combat skills. Damn, if I had one more point, I could get my rifle up to 5. Could do that. Might as well. Alright, so first and foremost, I already know what I'm going to do with this data. I'm going to turn it into the Shockwhelm Rider. I think I have other pay data too, don't I? Yeah, I got that donor list. And I have something I have to collect on. It's an old obsolete phone booth. Deliver the AS Technology project data. You call up the AS Technology project data on your PDA and its tiny display window files with foreign words and symbols. Handing over the Blood Mage's research, whatever it is, would be as easy as initiating a data upload. Let's do it. The machine accepts the data upload, and only a few moments later, certified credits to spat out of the coin slot. We got 2 karma for that and 500 yen. The phone's old LCD readout displays displays the tech. Freedom, equality, information, Shockwhelm Rider. Jumble all my words. Information is free. Kick this up to 4. Especially because, like, obviously the next big thing is us gonna be getting into combat against the Fireschwind, right? So having extra combat skills won't be a bad thing. I don't know if I'll get it before we actually get to that point, but hopefully I do. Let's just double check with Gunari here. Gunari, whatever his name is. Apparently all I need is 3,500. Doesn't say I need anything else. Because I do want that Colt M23. So maybe I just need a quickness 6. Probably it. There's a maintenance worker there. I'm not going to bother him though. Heading to the cafe. Find Luca. Welcome back, runner. Talk to that that exec. He fell. Let me try this again. Talk to that exec. He'll fall in line after he gets his pants thoroughly dry cleaned. He smiles broadly as he hands us 1,000 yen. Excellent work. Perhaps you do have a future in this town. Here's your pay. See you around. I should be able to get this weapon before I leave because I get the pay data and I'll get whatever pay for this job too, right? So I'm already up to 1,900. Like, where is the option to go to the safe house? Say hi to Dante, of course. Who's a good boy? Dante's a good boy. The cool blue tones of the workstation's main menu fills the screen. A blinking message in the upper right corner notifies that you have one unread message. Your continued assistance. From the Shockwell Raider. Thank you for your service. As a sign of our appreciation, we have decided to reward you with a piece of biotech that one of our operatives acquired on a recent job. If you wish to take advantage of this, go see Dr. Exkibble. The implantation surgery has already been paid for, so there will be no cost. Thanks again for your help and enjoy your new toy. Freedom, equality, information, Shockwell and Raider. Depends if I can use it. Let's claim the pay data. 441, that's not horrible. Post pay data. Go to the jobs directory. Claim the payment. You submit the job is finished and await your client's response. A few moments later, a message pops onto the screen. We got 6,000 yen. If you're receiving this message, I have fled the country and am otherwise unavailable. Don't worry, you'll be still getting paid. I've made the appropriate preparations. In any case, Cyber Ninja, thank you for helping me. Please do not attempt to contact me again. As far as the world and any former employees are concerned, I am buried under a ton of rubble. It is best that I remain that way. Goodbye. Yvonne Jemenzi, aka Fru Muller. A moment later, a second message pops into your inbox. Your payment details. We got 3,600 for that. 9,600 for crew, 2,400 for ammunition, 1,800 for the funds, which is more than enough, and then 6,000 for us. Well, let's go ahead and transfer the 50 grand to Alice's secured cred stick for payment. Count admin override password required. Current admin user Paul Amsel. Cyber Ninja, please speak with me when you are ready to proceed with Alice's payment. Amsel. God damn. Alright, we'll do that, but let's head over to check that BioWare first and then pick up a new gun. Possibly even guns. Really stupid idea to take that friggin' lozenger before I started recording. Because my throat wasn't really that bad. It wasn't really raspy and it didn't really hurt that much, but I figured, hey, I might as well because it will help. It does, but it's making my nose run like fucking... It's running like a faucet, that's for sure. Let's just see what he has to offer here. It's this one right here, the adrenaline contractor, because it's the only thing that's not a value. When triggered, gain +1 AP, but takes an additional 2 damage from attacks. It lasts 3 rounds. Fortunately, I already have something I want, so there's nothing else I can use. Yeah, there's nothing else I can use. So let's get out of here. Head back to Gunnery. However you pronounce his name. Get that new. Some G's, shotguns. So yeah, I'm gonna go for this one. 15 damage, 34 capacity, long range, obviously. I think it's the best assault rifle I can get right now. And the Smart Link improves accuracy as far as I'm aware. That one pierces up to 2 armor, but it only does 12 damage, so really. That's the one I have right now, right there. I was thinking about maybe getting a better pistol too, because I have this one right here. That's a revolver with 6 shots. This one has 15. And I don't really have pistol skills anyways. Equip that. I'll go ahead and sell him that other thing. Sneeze, no big deal. I think I'm good. Let's go ahead and talk to Paul now and let him know that we're ready. I have all the cyberware I can want. We'll talk to see if she has anything, but I doubt it. Yeah, I don't really want any more programs. I already have the gear I want from her. Down the safe house. I have nothing new for you, Cyber Ninja, and we have no time to waste. You have Alice's money, and we need that information. Get to the rabbit hole and hurry back. We must find Blue Claire before the Firewing finds us. Need your password to transfer Alice's payment onto a cred stick. Amsel sucks in a deep breath. He suddenly looks as though an enormous weight has been lifted from his shoulder. Yes, very good, excellent. In fact, this has been a long time coming, Cyber Ninja. You're telling me. Amsel turns to open a file on his computer. Alright, Cyber Ninja, before you make this transfer, there are a few things that you should know. Firstly, this is a one-way operation. Once the funds have been transferred to the cred stick, the only person who will be able to access them is Alice. As far as the team is concerned, the money will simply disappear. Well, it's not like we're planning on doing anything else with it anyway. Keep going. Secondly, once you make your way to the rabbit hole with the funds, it's go time. I trust that you understand what I mean by this. We drop everything and head straight to the rabbit hole. Correct. Once you've left to see Alice, her information will be your only priority. No more distractions and no more side work. I will busy myself canceling your remaining jobs and smoothing and any ruffled feathers. Makes sense. Anything else? Just that you need to be sure before committing to this. This is important. A great dragon wants us dead, and that is not a thing to take lightly. But you shouldn't return to the rabbit hole until you're prepared to act. If you have any doubts, then I'd urge you to wait. I understand. I'm ready to proceed. He breathes a sigh of relief. Excellent. The password is Volklinger. Volklingen? Don't know. Once you're en route to the rabbit hole with the funds for Alice's payment, I will cancel the team's remaining obligations. It's understood. I have to say, Cyber Ninja, this lifts an enormous weight off my shoulders. When Monica brought you on board, I was initially unsure about you. I would never have said that to anyone else, of course, but I kept you under a watchful eye. I can see now that I needn't have doubted her judgment. She chose her successor well. Now please, go fetch the information from Alice. He claps a hand on your shoulder. We're one step closer to surviving this mess. Well, I appreciate it, I suppose. We might as well take a look and see if there is any more available jobs first. Yeah, there's nothing there. Alright. Of course, I have to manually type it in. I remember Volk. That would help if I'm actually in there. And if I could type, I think it's that. L-A-N-G-N. Let me double check. Yeah. The funds disappeared from your account. Moments later, a message pops on the screen. Transfer complete. We received the remaining 8,000 yen, obviously. Sitting in its dock on the keyboard, a green LED blooms to life on Alice's cred stick. The trigger has been pulled. The rabbit hole awaits. Alright, so before we head out, we might as well stop in to the dock there and get a trauma kit. Because I have, what, 1,600 it said? 1,300 to spend, and it's not like I really need anything. But bringing a trauma kit wouldn't hurt, just in case. Better safe than sorry and all that jazz. If I really wanted to, I could upgrade all the medkits I have in my inventory to like the highest tier ones I can get. Which is only one anyways. Dante. Yeah. I'm not going to worry about switching out. It's not really a huge deal. And I have nothing else I want to spend this money on. So let's just get out of here. We'll gather the team and head out. Board that train. Where would you like to travel? Travel to the rabbit hole at the Spandu U-Bahn station to retrieve Alice's data. The game's like, okay. There we go. Sometimes the game likes to be a little bit slow and laggy, I've noticed. Turn my cap locks off, I don't really need it. Down the rabbit hole. The tiny cred stick feels heavy in your pocket. Fat with the weight of hard-won earn. The U-Bahn station swallows you up and sends you hurtling down the rabbit hole towards Alice, towards the information you've bled for. The train pulls to a stop and the doors hiss open to the dark, old platform. With luck, answers lie ahead. I hope so. Worked my ass off for that. Let's use this arcade machine. Alice's console stands alone against the filthy wall of the U-Bahn station. The colorful sprites that flicker across the screen stand in sharp contrast to the surrounding grime. Insert Alice's payment into the machine. The cred stick port in the machine greedily accepts your payment. You watch as the black plastic of the cred stick's case disappears into the console. Moments later, a message winks onto the screen. Cyber Ninja, couldn't wait for you any longer. Something is tracking me. Something terrible. Need to get out of town, go dark for a while. If you're smart, you will too, but deal's a deal. When you pinch the flashing button on the console, it'll spit out an optical chip with your information. Take my advice, whatever this Fluclair business is to you, drop it. Don't drop it and run. And for God's sake, Cyber Ninja, stay out of the Matrix. It isn't safe. Alice. The message fades from the screen and a button on the console begins to flash. Let's press the button. You can hear the whines of motors spinning up in the arcade cabinet's guts. With a smooth, mechanical motion, a generic brand optical chip slides out of your payment port in front of you. Abruptly, the screen goes black, the console's power is down. The optical chip sits in its cradle, waiting for you to take it. Take the chip. The instant that the chip leaves its cradle, the machine reboots itself. You're again alone. Let's get out of here, back to base. As you settle in for your trip back to the cruise bazaar, you can feel rest of the world compartmentalize and fall behind you. Fall away rather. No more distractions, just you, the train, and the optical chip. It sits in your pocket like a hot stone, impossible to ignore. The train ramps up to speed, filling the air with a monotonous electric whir. The sound is soft and low and urgent, like the droning wings of an enormous insect. It'd be soothing if your mind wasn't occupied with other matters. All at once, the monetary monotony is broken. Your PDA is buzzing. A quick glance at the screen tells you that you're receiving a call and that Paul Amsel is on the other end.